Hey everybody, Rodamant here for episode 2 of my Desert Survival series. So last episode we did pretty much everything you see here. On this episode I hope to get a working freezer going. I hope to get some power backup, stuff like that. So that is the goal. First things first, I guess we gotta play some horseshoes. So one thing I really want to do is preserve corpses a bit better, primarily for Valentina. So let's get to that immediately. This here, let's rename it to freezer. Not allow rotten, and put human and animal corpses in there. Let's get rid of this and haul ya. Great, that's a good start. Before we do anything else, I want to wall this off into its own isolated area. The trouble is, it's going to be hard to gotta give it a quick thought to think. Alright, what I'm going to temporarily do is create a wood door here. Or should I do it there? Maybe I'll do it there. But before any of that shenanigans, I need some steel. If I want to keep this frozen, I definitely need to supply some more cooling power. Oh, we're already serious heat stroke. Don't want to mess around with that. Let's get rid of this heat stroke first. Man, those auto lights always trip me up. I'm so used to lights only turning off when you're out of power. That is not the case here. Alright, so we're about to hit the need for rest. But I'll try to keep silver. Oh, nope. I'll try to keep silver working. Although that disturbed sleep is gonna hurt the mood. Alright, I'm giving up. I don't want to disturb sleep any more than I have to. Otherwise I'll have a mental break. I don't really want to deal with a mental break on my hands. So as you can see, this is refrigerated, and it's trying to keep it. So if I can add an additional cooler there, I'll be able to keep it from spoiling. So this one might spoil. I might not get it in time. But in the future, it should keep the future bodies from spoiling, which will be good. Alright, so let's dig in some steel. So how much steel do I have? I've got 21, and I need 90, I believe. I have a little bit of steel to go. Gotta watch that heat stroke meter. It's certainly a challenge. It's a little bit easier than the sea ice challenge, I must admit. It comes with its own unique challenges, certainly. The sea ice challenge had the advantage of basically murdering anyone that tried to raid me. That was nice. That's a nice addition. Here, I don't have that privilege of being able to just immediately murder everyone that's trying to mess with me, but alright, so there's some... I'm actually going to redesign these walls a little bit, because there's some gravel, fertile gravel here that... Oh, but the light doesn't reach, that's right. I forgot about that. Alright, don't dig on that yet. The only time we do that is when we have enough steel. And we are shy. So let's go dig more out. That will be enough steel for the cooler. If I can save the body from spoiling. It's not refrigerated right now. So it's going to spoil really soon. But it's becoming nighttime, so maybe it won't. We'll have to see. I really want Silver to finish this node here before eating. Oh. Okay, that's as far as we're going to get without risking heat stroke. So let's cool off. I'm just going to spoil that body sooner. And we might have another, yeah, perfect. We have another source of meat coming in for the warg. The warg puppy. Alright, let's get out there. Bend our stuff. I really only need to kill one of them. I should have gone out sooner, but yeah, there we go. I want to kill both because it's still meat, you know? It's meat on the bone. Perfect. It was a little risky. I should have gone out sooner and started firing earlier, but oh well. It worked out in my favor. Alright, let's get rid of the heat stroke. Wunderbar. Now I believe I only need to haul this. Now I think this body's going to spoil before I can save it. But I'll have the other bodies. Alright, let's work on the cooler. Slow time down. Immediately build this cooler up. It's possible I'll save this corpse from spoiling. Alright, and drop the temperature down considerably. And frozen, perfect. Ah, that's wonderful. Next, I want to move the batteries inside, so that they're less likely to break down. I also want to put a switch here. That way, in the case of a brownout where I'm losing power quickly, I can switch off everything connected to it, because things like auto doors no longer could be. They're not toggleable, which is a pain. So the next task is to move the battery in. Maybe that's not top priority, but also to get a stove up eventually. Let's haul these corpses in. There we go. Clean the blood. Just, you know, taking some personal pride of having a nice looking face. Alright, I don't need it to be negative 20. So let's put this to 0 and 20. Maybe not even 0, 10 and 20, or 10 and 24. Alright, I don't want you making the run yet. So now, if I'm overheated, I can jump in the freezer, and that's pretty nice. I also want to get a research bench, like the good one, the high-tech one up soon, because if I ever have a long power outage, I need passive cooler, but I don't have the passive cooler researched. So I'll probably research passive cooler first and then research auto doors, both for the purpose of trying to keep the base insulated and cold and all that. Important stuff, I'd say. Alright. But everything takes steel, and getting steel is a bit of a risk because it's so hot out. Oh shit, don't leave the door open. That's a pain. We're low on joy. Mood is bad. He's trying to do the old playing horseshoes, and I'm gonna allow it. So I'm gonna disallow the two newer corpses, so the one most likely to spoil gets eaten first. So the base looks, to be honest, a bit of a mess, but I do sort of have an inkling of an idea of what I want to do with it eventually. Oh, I didn't heat up that fast. Come on, keep mining. Grow and plant cut is top priority, then mine. Alright. Not rest yet. Alright, there we go. Resting during the day is pretty useful if you have a night owl character. That could really benefit you because it is super hot during the day, so being outside working, you know, it's most dangerous at those times. Chased by Colony. She begs, she's 20, but you know what? I just don't have a steady enough source of food to allow others in. So sadly, I will have to turn her away. Eventually I'm gonna get... Okay. Time to wake up. And firefight. No. Oh my god. Firefight. Immediately goes to eat a meal. Like a moron. Alright, well the freezer just got a little hot. So let's construct his new top priority. Let's fix this all. Luckily for me, my wind turbines are spinning pretty good, so they're replenishing the power that I had initially lost pretty quickly here. And our freezer's back to freezing temperatures, which is swell. Alright. That's cool. There's no way I'm going to be able to source 609 limestone blocks in 24 days. I'm going to click jump to location just to see where they're located. I don't think I really have any close neighbors. So it's going to have to generate the planet here. Yeah, I don't really have any close neighbors in order to do that. Yeah, there's no way I could get there in time. But that's pretty cool. That's a cool feature. Certainly. I don't even think I have limestone. I think this map is mostly marble and granite. I don't think there really is any limestone. So it's sort of an impossible task, but they're still working on the quest engine, or whatever you want to call it. It's a work in progress. I remember Tynan saying that, so it's pretty neat. I hadn't seen it before. That was the first time I saw it, so it surprised me just as much as it might have surprised you. Alright, seeking better temperatures. And there will be a no roof area here and here. So that the hot air can escape. Otherwise it will just create like basically an oven. I don't really want that. Heat stroke serious at almost 50%. I think it's time for you to get inside. Pop inside that freezer. In fact, while you're standing in there, I eventually want to put batteries in here, so let's expand space for the batteries. Sleeping with the dead. That is... What is going on with this one? Oh. There we go. I know, I must have done something. Oh, I must have cut some power, which caused the brownout. Glad I caught that early. So we're coming up on 3 weeks of habitation. I think my meals will last me until about 3 weeks, and then I'll have to start potato, you know, eating potatoes for sustenance. So I have a little bit more time. Let's see. Definitely want to get some mining done. But finishing up these walls, pretty decent for security. Alright, let's mine in there. One more. Alright, so I have power running through here, but I need to mine this out to run a cable through the wall. So obviously that warms up the freezer, so I'm going to want to close that up ASAP. Otherwise, I might spoil some food. I have a few more granite blocks up here. Oh, more than a few. I thought I had fewer. Well, that's not bad. Now this will definitely slow down entry into the base, but the insulating properties of having that are going to be worth it. Maybe not. Not for now. Alright, we're overheating. So while we're in here, let's build that conduit. And we don't quite have enough metal steel for another battery. So I think next up on the list of things to do is to get the steel for that battery. Having to babysit. I guess I could fix it like that. Oh. Okay. Before you go to sleep, let's get the battery up. Nothing like having some surplus power. Makes me feel a little safer. Another thing I'm going to want to do is run a cable like this. Yeah, I'm going to do that now. It's a little bit of steel, but the redundancy wires will prevent damage to the conduit from ever, you know, knocking power out of the entire base. So it's worth it. Of course, right now I'm just using all the juice. Alright, so I definitely need some more steel. Probably want to get another solar panel out there as well. That will be another goal of mine. There's just so many things. I'm also going to need a stove soon. There's a lot of need for steel. But that battery's filling up pretty nice. So I'll work on the new cabling, and then I'll move the battery, and then I can always eat raw food. So I guess my next goal I'm not sure. Because I also want to research bench. I mean, there's just so many things I want to do. It's tricky to pick and choose. So let's work on this conduit. Mining hitting level 4. Doesn't sound like much, but the speed difference between 3 and 4 is seemingly pretty significant. Alright, and let's haul this in. Great. So I got just shy of 100. Good. Nothing failed so far. Let's work on the rest of the conduit. Just a little bit of failure. And then I'll be able to move the battery inside. In case of something catastrophic, I'll be able to still have some temporary power indoors. Because my batteries are better protected. Alright, so the battery's indoors. I want to make that little sliver of conduit now that I'll actually have some redundancy. And while I'm standing here, let's move this, because if there's ever a fire, that slag might actually slow me down in a really bad way. Alright, and head to sleep. Perfect. Nice and tight. At least I'll never need a heater, right? There's always that. Alright, so I can definitely create some roof build areas around here. Which I'll do at daybreak. So next, let's see, stove. Probably an electric stove. I'm actually pretty close to being able to afford one. Ah, I can already afford one. Glorious. An eclipse, that's not good, but I have 2 wind turbines, so could be worse. I think I'm going to keep the grow light on, even though it's hurting my power storage, because I'm really going to need the food sooner than later, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep it on. Now, let's reconnect this to the end of the switch. The sun lamp doesn't want to, but I can flick that off manually if I need, so that's alright. Now, for a stove. But I can make the stove once I'm heat stroked, because it's inside. So might as well do the outside work while I'm nice and cool. Because now I'm hot and alright, perfect. I'm gonna flick this off now, so I don't need it until I actually have potatoes. And eventually I'm gonna have auto doors here. Alright, so cut chunks, sure, why not? Oh man. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and flick this off. Wind's not blowing at all. There's almost no power output. And there's still an eclipse, so I can't risk it. What's funny is even though there's an eclipse, as you can see on the world, there isn't. It's not something they've added yet. Alright. I want some mining done. I don't need blocks as much as I need the steel. So I'm now down to 2 steel. So if I had to repair something, why would you run so far to have a meal? You wanted to run like around the mountain. That don't make no sense. Flash storm. Well, at least the lightning will very temporarily charge the solar panels. But the wind picked back up, which is good. I flicked the grow light back on. Oh, Mr. Dead Body is decayed. Alright, let's cool back down, and then go back to mining again. The eclipse is over, so come morning, I'll have my solar panels working again, but those wind turbines are pumping out power pretty good here. It's filling the batteries up pretty quick. I'm using about half of what I'm generating. Now, like more like a third. As soon as that grow light goes on, oh boy, I use a lot of power. Wow, lightning hit the club and destroyed it. I didn't want it, so that's fine. I'm just surprised. Alright. Made it through another day. Now with the dead wind. Yeah, I might need a solar panel as my next project. Escape pod. Kelly. I'm gonna sort of save her. I'm not gonna save her, though. I'm just gonna bring her body a little closer so she can... Oh, shit, she is running off. Never mind. Bye, Kelly. I was planning on feeding you to my warg, but... You, you survived. I'll be damned. Now, the name of the game is redundancies. That's what I'm gonna have to work on. You know, food stockpiles are large. I have redundant power systems. I have redundant cooling systems. So what I really need to do is I need to probably get another solar generator up, and then I'm gonna get a high-tech research bench up, so I can start researching passive coolers and auto doors and things like that. That is top priority. It'd be wonderful if you mined the most mined out areas first. Getting the mining skill up has helped. Hope it keeps going. So right before I hit Sirius, I want to pick up this stuff. So once I hit Sirius, I won't be able to carry it at all. Alright, 123. Not bad. I'm going to force you to look at corpses. Inside is a very reasonable 70 degrees. And the batteries are filling up, which is good. Yeah, maybe I'll work straight towards the research bench. But I definitely need to go to sleep here, so that'll have to wait. Because I'm only 100 off from having the research bench, 100 steel. Potatoes are coming in, pretty good. Power's dipping, but that's to be expected with the grow light. The thing is, the two solar generators will somewhat offset a sun lamp. So if I have a second solar generator, then everything else is pretty much running off a wind. And then at night, you know, hopefully the batteries charge up. Right now I am generating more power than I'm using, which is good, even with the grow light on. That grow light is expensive. I mean, that is by far the most expensive thing to run. So I think 4 more nodes of the steel and I'll have my research bench. So I'm getting a little shy than a little south of a third per attempt here. Yeah, because at night, oh well, there's no wind. Normally it'd be recharging. I suppose forcing him to play horseshoe when I don't want him outside mining, worse things could have happened. Alright, let's order another node or 2. There's a lot wrong with you, buddy. I'm really going to have to work hard before those low expectations increase. So there's some other mining I want done, which is there. And so I think what I'll do is I'll put the high-tech research bench here, which means I'll also want to mine here for a dinner table. And yeah, raising the square footage, or whatever unit of measurement they use in this game, will make it harder to cool it, but it's just what it is. reach back out mining the steel while you're cool. This is the last nugget I need before that research bench. But then I need 100 more for the new solar panel. Keeping your mood up is pretty important. I know it seems like I'm playing horseshoe constantly, but I don't want a crazy colonist. That's all sorts of bad when that happens. Oh, you ate his head. They desiccate pretty quick out there because of the heat. It's funny because actually in reality, they'd desiccate, but they'd not decay. They'd shrivel up like mummies because there's really probably not a lot of liquid. So pretty much all your bodily fluids would evaporate. This is getting a little weird to talk about, but all your bodily fluids would evaporate, but you wouldn't turn to bone. There's no one picking you clean like that. All right, so. Also going to want a granite stool here. And shit, that is not what I meant to do. Now I need more steel, because I'm an idiot. So, I meant to say, oh boy. That was stupid. Don't do that ever. If you can help it. Yeah, what I meant to do was to forbid it because I wanted to craft it in the brightness, in the light, to prevent the chance of failure. But then I just like sort of caused a failure on my own because I am an idiot. Sent us a message. Huh. So there's an item stash here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get there in time, but that's pretty cool. I really do like the new features. Unfortunately, there's no roads around me. So, I just need one more node of steel. Yeah, that would really set me back. That set me back about 100. Yeah, at this point I could have had the second solar generator. Well, don't I feel stupid. So I just ate my last meal. My needs for food are pretty pressing right now. So what I'm going to do is harvest 2 of these potato plants and cook them up rather than eat raw, because eating raw you eat like 17, 18 or so. Cooking them up is much less. Alright, so what is the malfunction here? I need power a little bit closer. Add bill, do until I have, and let's say 4. There's no way I'm going to be able to spoil. Put it down. Thank you. And I'll let the other potato plants grow to maturity as much as I can before harvesting early. Now, if you're wondering why I haven't butchered the humans, it's because I'm not a cannibal. Nor do I want to be if I can help it. Alright, so passive cooler is going to be first. I don't need granite blocks, but thank you. You can go and rest. Crap. I don't want the research bench on while I'm not using it. But I don't want to wake up Silver either for disturbed sleep mood, so I've come to an impasse and I've decided to just let it slide. So let it be known without... Oh, here is another raid. Clever with their tactics, attacking immediately. Okay. Meat is meat, right? My warg don't care where it comes from. Please tell me I shot a leg. No. Kruka's getting away. Oh, maybe not. Yep, Kruka got away. Alright. Let's haul you. Oh yeah. Come on, no failures. Or minimum failures. That is the goal here. 1 fail, 2 fails, 3. Well, as long as you're getting better at growing. With your burning passion and all. It's hard to have a big farm because, you know, there's just not a lot of opportunity for big farms here yet. And I want to get things sown into the ground as much as I can before the light turns back on. Do some cooking. And what I'll do here is just say drop on floor, because I don't really care where it ends up. And done. Another day. So I have a little bit of repairs to do. Minimal, though. I expanded my food, which is good. My animals' food, I should say. Be more specific. So next up, I have 6 steel. I need 100 more, or 94 more, to make some additional storage. And I think what I'll do here is flatten this out a bit. But first, I think we can go steel mining as a higher priority until you get hot. So the trouble is having bite scars and gunshot wounds does slow me down. Slows down my walking and my manipulation, which is a little problematic. It does make, you know, sort of the everyday things harder to do, certainly. I could have rolled a better civ, but I didn't want to roll indefinitely. You know, I figure rolling for a few minutes is probably best. Otherwise, I might as well just, you know, prepare carefully to get patched or whatever. And I didn't want to be in that scenario where I was like cheesing it with a perfect civ, because I knew, or at least I thought, this mode would be easier than sea ice, and I was right, definitely. It's easier, not much. I'm actually impressed how little this is easier. I mean, it's barely easier than the sea ice. And it might actually be more challenging later on because raids are going to get more serious. Whereas in sea ice, raids were almost always a joke until they were mechanoids. Alright, 35, so that brings me up. Oh. Why do you do that to me? Why do you run around like an idiot? Alright, so I gotta run back now. But next time I'm out, I'll be able to get double nodes. No, not yet. Actually, what I'll do is, I want to stop eating off the floor, so while I wait, I'll make some chunks. And what I'm going to do here is actually, let's say, marble. I will allow him to do these granite chunks, but I'm going to probably make my furniture out of marble, just because granite's better used as a wall material, and marble's better at, well, not better, but marble can be then used as decorative. Alright, so now we have that. I'm going to start the table. Obviously don't have enough resources just yet for that, but I'll get there. And I'm probably sufficiently cold enough once I finish this one to temporarily suspend this as well. Oh, and go to sleep. So having a kitchen table will help cheer me up so I don't eat off the floor, and it's mobile so I can always move it. Looks like I need to do some more cooking again. My power's held up pretty well. The batteries are full without that extra solar panel. So I might not go solar just yet. I might save the steel for, you know, in case of emergency type situations. Break risk? Yeah, I mean, I agree. If I was outside in this heat, I'd be pissed too. Three things of steel, though. That's pretty good for one run. Alright. Play some horseshoes or something. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Your dexterity tolerance is going to keep going up, so eventually I'm going to need to get like a chess table going on. I can make that out of marble as well. Another thing I need to consider is making a comms console. Keeping the comms console on all the time will probably mean I'll need another solar panel, because the comms console, you know, has to remain on, and that's pricey. Alright, and this will give me enough marble for the stool. And then I'll have a place, awful place, but I'll have a place to eat. sitting down. A seemingly novel idea. Speaking to eat, I'll need to cook up some more. I don't have any meals sitting around yet. Ate the last one, I think. So let's get that going. Well, let's change some of this work here. So when I want to cook or hunt, obviously I want to do that immediately. Same with flick, patient. Bed rest is a little higher. Construct. That looks good for now. Alright, right on. And... oh, because they're not going to a stockpile. He's just having at it. And there we go, another day. I'm about 50 minutes into this play. I'll probably take it, you know, only until about an hour or so. So let's see, what can I get done? Research. I can get some research done. It's a pretty unforgiving map. I mean, I randomed close enough to steel, but not like super close. You know, I could have been on top of some steel, but obviously I am not. And then this nearest steel to me now is maybe here. I mean, there's no lack of it. Surely I could have been on like a flat desert with minimum steel. Bandit camp opportunity. Enemies and turrets? Yeah, right, but that's very, very cool. I like these quests very much. I can't take advantage of them, but if I wasn't in like an extreme playthrough, I could go hit some bandit camps or go to the item stash, or, you know, I could do some of that cool stuff. Alright, research is a long-term goal, but if I force my character to do it, and there's nothing else. So we have survived for almost a month. Well, 28 days, but that's not a month in the game. Alright, let's get some of that steel going. Yeah, it's a little bit further. It's not terrible, though. After that, I think there's some steel here and here. It's not inaccessible, it's just not easily accessible. There's a considerable amount of babysitting that you have to do. Otherwise, you really do run the risk of cooking yourself like a Christmas hen. You wouldn't want that. Man, I wish I had the heat tolerance of Valentina. She's good up until 122 Fahrenheit. Still hot as hell. You know, much hotter than she's comfortable with, but it's getting pretty hot out, I must say. Okay. I got food poisoning, and because food poisoning lowers your consciousness, I passed right the hell out. So what I'm going to do here is change the animal area to actually indoors. Like this. So, and then I'm going to add another area here. So, animal farm. No book reference intended. And new animal area, freezer. And what I can do here is add the freezer here, and then force Valentina to enter the freezer, letting some of that cold air in the farm area. Oops, let's go back there. And then Go back and forth. I could probably just put her in the door. Let me see if I can't do that. So freezer area is going to be no, she won't sit in the door. See, my heat stroke is not getting worse. It's just because I have food poisoning, it knocked me unconscious. That's something you're gonna have to really worry about. Is if you have food poisoning, you get knocked unconscious a lot easier. So when you're doing your own playthroughs, make sure that anyone with food poisoning is pampered, thoroughly pampered. So let's just keep opening that door over and over and over. Very hacky way to do it, but I'm just trying to cool the farm down enough so that the heat stroke that Silver is experiencing, the very minor heat stroke, alleviates. So let's see. I've had it sit at 44%. Yeah, I'm done being hacky. I'm just gonna let him sleep it out. It's not actually rest, but he's not in any danger. The heat stroke isn't going up or anything. It's just the food poisoning that took him over. I've never had food poisoning that knocked me unconscious, though. But I don't live on a planet where a heat wave means that water boils. So what would I know? Alright, so the food poisoning eventually will go away. Oh. But as you can see, consciousness, it says times 50%. It doesn't mean that. I think that's a typo. It just means... Oh, well, maybe it does mean that. So it means that your consciousness is like 50% more susceptible to changes or whatever, I guess. If I was to, you know... If I was to assess what that means. Just written in a kind of a weird way. Alright, so let's put the gun on. And food poisoning is gone, so you can venture back out without threat of passing out. So it'd be really, really easy to have food poisoning and forget about that, and then go out to mine and hit, instead of hitting 60, whatever, 3% that knocks you unconscious, you get knocked unconscious at like 40 something. Definitely that would murder you. If I had more meat for Valentina, I would train her to rescue because... Wow, you aren't carrying very much. Oh, because you're filling up a stack and I don't have more room. That explains it. And now whenever I want to, I should probably turn that research bench off when I'm out of the base. Whenever I'm overheated, I don't even need to go into the freezer. I can just start researching. Of course, my consciousness is shite at like minor heat stroke, so, or serious heat stroke, meaning research is a lot slower. Yeah, I wonder why heat stroke really isn't decreasing. I'll just have to jump in the freezer. Why not? It's there. Might as well use it. You sure are eating a lot. Oh, really? You're gonna run back now and flick the switch? At least haul the steel with you, huh? Alright, let's get some cooking done. Done and done. That's enough, thank you. Come on, you got more in ya. So mining is now up at 5. Our broke the 4 mark, and I can feel it. Like, I know, I check every time because I'm like, hey, I seem to be mining faster. Alright, now you can rest. Just finish your task. Wonderful. So I've got 300 steel, which means I'm flirting with the idea of a comms console. I don't know if I want to put my orbital beacon in there, though. What I think I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to call it for now, because I've just hit an hour. So I'll save that idea for next episode. So thank you for watching. I hope you've appreciated the Let's Play that I've provided here. And if you haven't already subscribed and or liked, please do so. It helps out. I don't advertise or anything like that, so just do it. Do it for the viewers. And I hope to catch you all on next episode. So adios, everyone.